Could I ask you all to please stand for the bridal party? Would you please be seated? Good afternoon everyone, and a very warm welcome to Eve's Hall for the marriage of Jamie and Louise. I'm sure that it means a great deal to them to have you all here today to witness their marriage and to share their special day. My name is Glenys Holt, and I'm here today to take Jamie and Louise through their marriage ceremony. I'd like to introduce you to my friend and colleague Julie, who has the all-important task of formally witnessing and registering the marriage. And at the end of the ceremony, she will present Jamie and Louise with their marriage certificate. We represent Lancashire Registration Service, and it's a privilege and pleasure to be part of such a special occasion. Are you both ready to begin? Who brings Louise to be married to Jamie?
I do.
Thank you. We're about to witness a contract of marriage between the two people before us, Jamie Paul Carroll and Louise Elizabeth Beach. This place in which we are now met has been duly sanctioned according to law for the celebration of marriages, and you are here today to witness the joining in matrimony of Jamie and Louise. If there is any person present who knows of any lawful impediment to this marriage, they should declare it now. Jamie and Louise, before you were joined in matrimony, I have to remind you of the solemn and binding character of the vows you're about to make. Marriage, according to the law of this country, is the union of two people, voluntarily entered into for life, to the exclusion of all others. I will now ask each of you in turn to declare that you do not know of any lawful reason why you should not be married to each other. So Jamie, if you would repeat after me, please. I do solemnly declare.
I do solemnly declare.
That I know not.
That I know not.
Of any lawful impediment.
Of any lawful impediment.
Why I, Jamie Paul Carroll.
Why I, Jamie Paul Carroll.
May not be joined in matrimony.
May not be joined in matrimony.
To Louise Elizabeth Beach.
To Louise Elizabeth Beach.
Now Louise, would you repeat after me, please? I do solemnly declare.
I do solemnly declare.
That I know not.
That I know not.
Of any lawful impediment.
Of any lawful impediment.
Why I, Louise Elizabeth Beach.
Why I, Louise Elizabeth Beach.
May not be joined in matrimony.
May not be joined in matrimony.
To Jamie Paul Carroll.
To Jamie Paul Carroll.
Now the solemn moment has come for Jamie and Louise to contract their marriage before you, their witnesses. And could I ask our witnesses, please, John and Philip, to please join us. Thank you, John. Philip. Thank you. Now, As you're making these vows to one another, would you care to face each other and hold hands? And again, Jamie, if you would repeat after me, please. I, Jamie Paul Carroll,
I, Jamie Paul Carroll,
take thee, Louise Elizabeth Beach,
take thee, Louise Elizabeth Beach,
to be my wedded wife.
to be my wedded wife.
Louise, could you repeat after me, please? I, Louise Elizabeth Beach,
I, Louise Elizabeth Beach,
take thee, Jamie Paul Carroll,
take thee, Jamie Paul Carroll,
to be my wedded husband.
to be my wedded husband.
If you would stay as you are. Thank you. You could sit down. Now, as this is their own chosen ceremony, Jamie and Louise have chosen to make some promises to each other. And again, Jamie, if you would repeat after me, saying these words to Louise. Louise, I promise to give you my love and friendship,
Louise, I promise to give you my love and friendship,
and to be there for you when you need me most,
and to be there for you when you need me most,
to laugh and cry with you,
to laugh and cry with you,
to trust and confide in you,
to trust and confide in you,
to comfort and support you,
to comfort and support you,
and all that I have I share with you.
and all that I have I share with you.
I promise to respect you
I promise to respect you
and be faithful always.
and be faithful always.
These promises I make to you for the rest of my life.
These promises I make to you for the rest of my life.
Now, Louise, could you repeat after me, please, saying these words to Jamie? Jamie, I promise to give you my love and friendship,
Jamie, I promise to give you my love and friendship,
and to be there for you when you need me most,
and to be there for you when you need me most,
to laugh and cry with you,
to laugh and cry with you,
to trust and confide in you,
to trust and confide in you,
to comfort and support you,
to comfort and support you,
and all that I have I share with you.
and all that I have I share with you.
I promise to respect you
I promise to respect you
and be faithful always.
and be faithful always.
These promises I make to you for the rest of my life.
These promises I make to you for the rest of my life.
We've now come to the exchange of rings, which is the traditional way of sealing the vows you've just made. Your wedding ring is an unbroken circle, symbolising everlasting love, and is the outward sign of the lifelong promise you've made to each other. Wear these rings with love and pride now and always. Now I'd like to invite Chris to step forward, please, hopefully with 2 rings. Thank you very much. Safely delivered. Thank you. Now, Jamie, would you please take the ring you are to give to Louise and place it halfway on the 3rd finger of her left hand and repeat after me. Louise, I give you this ring
Louise, I give you this ring
as a symbol of my endless love for you.
as a symbol of my endless love for you.
All that I am and all that I have,
All that I am and all that I have,
I bring to you.
I bring to you.
May this ring remind us of this moment
May this ring remind us of this moment
and the commitment I have made to you.
and the commitment that I have made to you.
Now, Louise, would you please take the ring you are to give to Jamie and place it halfway on the 3rd finger of his left hand and repeat after me. Jamie, I give you this ring
Jamie, I give you this ring
in celebration of my love for you
in celebration of my love for you,
and as a pledge to respect you
and as a pledge to respect you
and to grow with you
and to grow with you
for the whole of my life.
for the whole of my life.
The purpose of marriage is that you may always love, care and support each other through all the joys and sorrows of life, and that love may be fulfilled in a relationship of permanent and continuing commitment, and we trust that these things come true to you both. This day will form a milestone in your lives, and we trust that you look back upon it with joy and happiness. This is the start of a new phase in your lives together. May the feelings of love that you have for each other deepen and grow even stronger throughout the years to come. And may all the good wishes you receive today, your day of celebration, remain with you throughout your lives together. Jamie and Louise, you have both made the declarations prescribed by law and have made a solemn and binding contract with each other in the presence of your witnesses, family and friends. And having symbolised your marriage by the joining of hands and the giving and receiving of rings, it is my privilege and pleasure to tell you that you are now husband and wife. And Jamie, you may now kiss your wife. So what's going to happen now? I'm going to bring you around the table for you to sign the register, okay? So I need you to sit here, and you stand at this side, Jamie. And I'll just push this one back, okay? So you can get the register on your table. I'll come out first. You can get around. Can you manage to go around this? I'd also like to wish you both the very best of fortune in your future lives together. And now it's your job to ensure that Jamie and Louise enjoy the celebrations today, and I'm sure that you will do. Julie and I have done everything we can to make it a special day for you both, and we hope you have a wonderful day. Now I've just got one more duty to perform, and that is to ask you all to please stand, put your hands together, and welcome Mr. and Mrs Carroll.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for your bride and groom, Mr. and Mrs Carroll.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon and welcome to Eve's Hall on this very, very special occasion. We do hope you're having a lovely time with us so far, but we have, of course, come to the point of the day which I think, well, just about everybody looks forward to. It's time for the speeches. And so, without any further ado, I would like to introduce the father of the bride, Paul.
Thanks very much, Barry. I've put my glasses on. Yep. Sign of age. Reading glasses required now. I've had to write things down because I forget things these days. Right, firstly, as the father of the bride and Hilary as the mother of the bride, may we first welcome all of you as our guests at the joining in matrimony of Louise and Jamie. We would like to thank you all for coming today to a joyous family occasion, and this is a very, very proud day for Hilary and myself to see our daughter married. We have a beautiful bride and groom and 4 beautiful bridesmaids. I'm sure you'll agree. The toast to whom I shall be leaving to Chris, the best man, later. Louise is a daughter we've loved dearly for the last 26 years and will keep on loving. She was born on New Year's Eve, the very last day of 1987. A very eventful New Year that we will never forget, and I'm sure Hilary won't. Hilary had a long labour, and eventually I received a phone call from Wiston Hospital to say that your wife is in labour. 17 hours later, a beautiful baby girl came to this world, and I held her in my arms in wonder at the miracle that had helped to produce. So I'm eternally grateful to Hilary for giving birth to such a beautiful and amazing child. A child that made me ecstatic to enter into the world of fatherhood. And to this day, Hilary and I are extremely proud of the fine young woman that Louise has become today. Right, a bit about Louise's childhood now. As I held Louise in my arms, she stared intently at me, and a bond formed, a bond that still exists to this day and is stronger than ever. Louise was actually born 2 weeks premature on New Year's Eve. She wasn't really due till roughly about the 10th or 11th of January. And she weighed just 6 pounds, that's all. Actually, she weighed 5 pounds, 13.5 ounces, I think, something like that. How many ounces in a pound? 16 ounces in it. Yeah. She was £5 15.5 ounces, And I said to the midwife, come on, can't you make it just 6? And she did do. But that I presume because she was prematurely born, you see. Now, one thing I noticed when I was holding her was really that she was very long. I was thinking, I didn't say anything, but as part of what the midwife does, she has to measure babies, and she measured her and started going sharp intake of breath, 22 inches long. I said, is that long? She said, well, the average female baby's 19 inches long. So from then on, we knew that she was going to be quite tall. She was an intelligent child who learned to walk and talk very quickly, and always liked to play with her mum and dad. And Nan and Grandad, Betty and Alf, doted on her, and as the first grandchild, really. And Grandad Alf's no longer with us. He passed away in 2003, but he would have been very proud to be here today to see her get married. And they used to take her on holiday to Spain and things like that. They loved those holidays. Grandma and Grandad, Betty and Jim, were over the moon with their first granddaughter in the family, and relished looking after her on days that Mum and Dad had to go to work. Unfortunately, Grandad Jim isn't well. He's in a nursing home and he's not fit enough to attend today. But again, he would be very proud to be here today to see Louise get married. And our thoughts are with Grandad Jim. Louise has really had 3 granddads. She's had another granddad, and unfortunately he's in a nursing home. He's 100 years old, and it's Phil's dad, Harry. And she used to call him Grandad Harry, and he was very fond of her, and still is. So our thoughts are with Harry and his wife Irene, who can't attend today. When she was a little girl, she used to go on outings with her grandparents and holidays, and one day she went to town to the Santa's Grotto, and she was walking along hand in hand with Grandad Jim and Grandma Betty, and the man who played Father Christmas was a work colleague of her Grandad Jim's, and he'd just finished his shift in the grotto and was walking through the shopping centre still in his red outfit complete with white beard. And when he saw Grandad Jim with Louise clutching his hand, he recognised him and he said, "Hello, Jim." To which Louise, with eyes like saucers, turned to her grandma and said, "Grandma, Father Christmas knows Grandad." As the first niece, her Auntie Heather and Uncle Phil loved to take her on days out to the park and to the zoo. And Auntie Claire and Uncle Mark were equally entranced by this lovable, effervescent little girl. Louise's early life was formed by a loving and caring upbringing, that of a child that we'd always wanted and loved. As I had to go to work to bring the pennies home, Hilary dedicated her life to bringing up Louise and did her proud in teaching her and nurturing her in the best possible way. A genuine mother's love that is something that only she could do. Throughout her life from 5 years old, Louise also gained a sister who has been a loyal and faithful soulmate to her and is today a maid of honour in Olivia, who is a cherished and loved daughter and sister and who thinks so much about Jamie and vice versa. As she progressed through her childhood, Louise invented her own vocabulary and had a slant on different words, particularly at Halloween. And at the tender age of 3, words such as skeleton became skellington and pumpkin became pumpskin. Indeed, one year, when we carved out a pumpkin for her and placed a candle inside to illuminate it, she thought it was the pumpkin's birthday and danced excitedly around proclaiming, "Happy birthday, pumpkin!" She also received a small pair of plastic binoculars one Christmas and said to her grandma, "Grandma, have you seen my binonicas?" From early childhood to teen years, Louise progressed through primary high school and showed a great talent in the area of computers, which was not surprising as she was given her first computer at the age of 8 and was immediately adept at switching it on and demonstrating a proficiency beyond her years at which she could operate this technological gadget. At school, Louise excelled in whatever she did, was always a model daughter to Hilary and myself, demonstrating at an early age a thoughtfulness and maturity that belied her years. She went on from high school to college and then progressed to the University of Liverpool, where she achieved an honours degree in computing information technology. This then enabled her to take up a career in computing, her first job being in Blackpool, and then in Poynton, where she's working today and enjoying considerable success in her career. Louise always enjoyed a social life as well as her studies, and often attended pop concerts in Liverpool and Manchester at venues such as the Academy. And it was one of these trips out she first met Jamie and spent hours talking to him in Albert Square in Manchester. This was the best thing that could have ever happened to Louise, because she met the finest, most upstanding and creditable young man who has today become her husband. A lot of this credit goes to Debbie, Jamie's mum, who's brought him up to be the fine young bridegroom who you see stood here before you today. A man who Hilary and I are proud to call our son-in-law and welcome him to our family. He's the best thing that's ever happened to us as a family and has become one with us in his family place today and for always. I cannot finish off without saying that throughout his life, Jamie has always had the support of his loving and resolute brother Chris, who has been a stalwart and loyal to his brother in the extreme, along with his wife Caroline, beautiful young son James. They are a very important part of the family. Jamie's not just a son-in-law to us, he is a son who is loved very much, as our daughter Louise is loved. And Hilary and I are so very proud of this happy and joyous union of two very special people, and we wish them both the very best in their future married life together.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And now may I please introduce Louise's maid of honour, Olivia.
Thank you. Alright, don't know how I'm going to top that, but okay. When Louise and Jamie first asked me to do a speech, I thought it was another way to torture me. But I'm glad they asked, because I get a chance to tell them some things that I've never really said before and that I never really say ever. Most of my best memories involve Louise and Jamie, whether it's something nice they did, like take me on holiday for my 18th, or even just making me laugh till I wet myself. They're very good at that.
Literally.
Thank you, Jamie. Yeah. I've also had to put up with a lot over the years. Not being able to walk around the house without Jamie putting me in a headlock, pinning me down while they both tickle me to death, stealing the SCART cable so I couldn't watch TV in my room. The list goes on. But I really am so grateful to have them both, and I can honestly say that I've never met two people more suited. It didn't take long for Jamie to become part of the family. We all soon caught on how brainy he was, and he's now our personal handyman. I even managed to get him to do my A-level computing project, which he got an A in. Well done. Is there anything you can't do? Now to say some nice things about Louise, my marvellous sister. I know I can be very annoying, like most little sisters, but she always cheers me up, and I know I can ring her up any time and ramble on about one of my many worries, and she'll always be there to tell me not to be so stupid. No, but really, they're both so selfless and kind, and they're always there for the family and friends, and they're just brilliant. I can't big them up enough. I don't know how they've put up with me all these years, but I'm glad they've persevered, because I really don't know what I'd do without them. So finally, I would like to say thank you, Lois and Jan Bobs. You're the most amazing brother and sister in the world, and I wish you all the luck for the future, because no one deserves it more than you.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please introduce the man of the moment himself, the groom, Jamie.
Thanks. Firstly, I'd just like to say thanks to Paul and Olivia for the kind words, and Olivia, especially to Olivia, for giving a speech when one isn't expected. Making your voice heard. Not like you at all. No, but in all seriousness, thank you both very much. It means a lot to us. As far as speeches go, I think it's comparable to cooking a steak. Everyone likes it differently, and they're all an acquired taste. Now, where I'm concerned, if I'm the one giving it, it should be blue, like the moon. But I'll try to keep and aim for medium rare, and hopefully Chris won't try to send it back.
Can't hold your breath.
So, ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, on behalf of Louise and myself, don't know how many times I'm going to get to say that in future, so I'll say it once more time. On behalf of Louise and myself, I'd like to welcome you all and thank you all for travelling so far to celebrate our marriage today. As there are a number of toasts in my speech, I'd like to make sure that you're all more aware that it's a marathon, not a sprint. So, you know what I'm talking about. Firstly, I'd like to take a moment to consider all of those who couldn't be here today, both those in ill health and those who are no longer with us. I'm sure that I speak for all of us when I say they're with us in heart and mind. So, ladies and gentlemen, please raise your glasses and toast. To absent family and friends. We'd also like to thank our parents, as we wouldn't be here today without them. I'd like to thank my mum. I couldn't have asked for a more loving and selfless mother than her. She's always put both mine and Chris's interests before her own, giving us the best possible start in life and helping us grow into the people that we are today. And I think we've done a really good job. That's not to say that I'm perfect, by the way. There are moments where I did go missing, hiding in shops, every shop we visited, in the curtain rails, so that she couldn't find me. Even one time, actually, causing a police search and rescue in the hills by my nana's house. So, yeah, that was half a day well spent hiding. But that's another story. Suffice it to say, I'll be forever grateful and appreciate everything you've done for me. As a token of my appreciation and gratitude for your generous contribution to our wedding, please accept this gift. To Louise's parents, Hilary and Paul, thank you for all your love and support in giving Louise a great start in life and raising such a beautiful princess. I'm not forgetting my little sister, Olivia, who I love so much. At this point, it's convention has it that I'm supposed to thank you for putting up with her as a child, but we all know she's always been an angel. No more so than ever than today. She's like a princess. She's a credit to you both, and for that I'm very grateful. Thank you both for giving me the most important person in my life, and for your generosity in contributing to our wedding day. Please accept these gifts as a token of our appreciation. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to raise a toast to our parents.
Parents, where did you get the shaky paper, Jamie?
Always got my mates.
Use the paper.
Let's not forget our family in this. They too have also played a massive part in how we've been raised and how it turned out. I'm so grateful for every person in my life. They've treated me with the most love and respect, and I've had a great life because of it. So thank you for Louise's family for welcoming me so much, and thank you to mine for welcoming Louise so much. We're both very grateful. Thank you all, we love you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, to our families. We'd also like to thank those directly who made a contribution to our wedding, aside from the ones that I've already mentioned. However big or small, it's greatly appreciated. To Louise's nan, Betty, thank you for buying Louise's wedding dress. It's beautiful. She really does look like a princess. And I know she's been dying to show it off for ages. Even if she has shown everybody beforehand anyway. Please accept these flowers in appreciation.
Me one for grandson.
And to Louise's grandma Betty, for your contribution towards our honeymoon and helping us in search of Louise's dress. She was elated that you were with her. She didn't want to do it without you. So please accept these flowers in appreciation for what you've done. To Heather and Phil, thank you for helping us with the bridesmaids' dresses. They all look beautiful. All the bridesmaids look stunning. And they've helped Louise so much. Please accept these gifts in appreciation. Yeah. Sorry if you feel I've missed you out, but we're already at medium. We're approaching well done, so I'll move on. To the bridesmaids, thank you for helping with everything today and leading up to the wedding. You've done a great job, and you've helped Louise stay calm, and to the point where she didn't even cry really at the altar, so that's a good thing. So thank you for that, and you all look great in your dresses today. Please accept all of these gifts as a thank you.
Mum, crying.
To the groomsmen, Andy, you've always been a great friend to me. And no matter how long it's been since I last saw you, it's as though it was only yesterday. And I think that's just a sign of a true friend. Thank you for helping me with everything today. It's been great. Please accept this gift as a token of my appreciation. So now I'm getting looked down on. You've always given me inspiration and drive, advised me through life, and treated me as a friend. We never really say it to each other, and take it as an unspoken truth. But I love you. And I'm grateful for everything for having you in my life. Thank you for all your help and generosity in both my stag do's. It was great going away with you, and I really enjoyed it. Especially the trip to Sutton, where we got time to be ourselves and be with each other. Please accept this gift as a small thank you, small for my appreciation for everything. And finally, but most definitely not least, to my wonderful wife Louise. There are so many things I love about you. I love your innocence and childlike qualities. Your ability to make me indefinitely happy. I'm always happy because I'm with you. I love the way you understand me better than anyone I've ever known. I love your beautiful personality, kind nature and wondrous character. You are my everything, my world, and not once have I ever had any doubt about that. You are the reason that I exist, and I will forever be in your debt, making me the happiest man in the universe. I look forward to the rest of our lives together and relish the years that we've already had. I will always love you. I'm always thinking of you, and I will always dream of you. Ladies and gentlemen, to Louise. Louise.
Stop crying now.
That's enough for me. Too much crying now. So enjoy your well done speech. Please bear in mind that as a past Chris, that when we went to CERN a few weeks ago, a wormhole opened up and swapped him for one from another universe. So whatever he says about Jamie might not be about me. So just bear that in mind. Thanks. Thanks everybody.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, finally, but by no means least, Jamie's best man and brother, Chris.
Well, this is ominous, isn't it? Paul, Olivia, Jamie, thanks very much for the beautiful words. I think a few of the people in this room think that they might know me and think that Jamie might be getting a bit of a burn here, but those of you who do actually know me are going to hear a story about what my brother means to me. Jamie invited me to be his best man by paying me the huge compliment, and as he said there, he's suggesting that I've always been there for him, no matter what he's needed, and to give him advice. This tells me his feelings on our relationship, but what he might not ever have known or understood is exactly what it means to me. Now, in situations like this, it's quite easy to say a lot without actually saying anything, so I'm going to keep this quite short for me and say exactly what I mean. Jamie came along when I was 6 years old, in the same year that my dad passed away, and he's probably never known that he's close to the sole reason that I've always wanted children in my life. He was just this little bundle of happiness, an absolutely perfect little boy, and he just demanded to be loved, and it completely brightened up my life when he came along. Over the years, he's made me proud that he wanted to follow in my footsteps. He passed exams for private schools and asked me to take him into open days around the country so that he could study physics in the same way that I did. I mean, one of the things that he did do when he chose to study was that he'd absolutely infuriate me. Those of you who know him quite well would know he's quite last minute, always has been. And he'd call me the day before his exams, and he'd be like, can you just teach me something that might mean that I'll at least get 40%? But what that means to me is that he at least takes solace from the fact that he actually believes that in 12 hours I can teach him something. It would help him pass an exam that takes a year's worth of study to learn for. As well as being proud, it's broken my heart over the years to see him let down by friends that he's been absolutely devoted to. He's just the person he is. And I've been in similar situations myself, but even though he carried on, he never wore a mask that made people think it was okay. And we sat in my room one day and we had a completely frank conversation about someone who'd let him down. And the look on his face has just etched in my memory until this day. But luckily, not long after that, Jamie started to act a little bit differently. Only in very subtle ways, and I couldn't figure out why. I wondered if there was something wrong with him. But then it dawned on me that he'd met Louise. Now, Jamie and I didn't grow up in the best area of Manchester, but fortunately, with the input of a few other people that are in this room, we were brought up by 3 amazing women. My Auntie Ellen has always been a bit of a silent partner in this one. My absolutely selfless mum, and our late Nana Pat. All of them gave us love, affection, and the opportunities to realise the dreams that we needed to have. And, you know, for that, James already said, we are eternally grateful. We really are. But, sorry. For all the efforts that they gave to us, unfortunately for me and Jamie, we didn't see the same family that everybody else had. And with Louise, Jamie also got Paul, he got Hilary, and he got Olivia. And one Christmas when I was home visiting from down south, I dropped Jamie off there at Christmas. And it made me realise that he'd found something special in all of you. You know, a family that had brought him in with open arms. You've said you welcomed him as your own son. And, you know, you gave him something that he'd not experienced before. And I could tell by his reactions that that was something that he loved and welcomed, something that he'd always wanted. So I want to thank you for giving that to him. Since then, Jamie and Louise have progressed with their life, moving in together and choosing on this day to solidify their commitment to each other through marriage. Louise, I welcome you to our family, and I thank you, just you, for making my brother complete. Jamie, I want you to thank you for giving me this honour today, and for giving me the opportunity to stand here and tell you this. It is, and always will be, an absolute pleasure for me to be there for you, and to watch you grow as my little brother. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. and Mrs Carroll. Right, now the emotional bit's over. I would also like to thank the bridesmaids today. Look beautiful, and I've been to weddings where the bridesmaids have been absolutely brilliant. And the only winning that I've heard today is about the shoes that you were wearing. So, ladies and gentlemen, to the bridesmaids. Andy, I'm going to thank you as well. Jamie always said you'd be a good friend to him, and you always will be. He also told me you can be a bit useless. But you're not. So thank you for your help today. And I guess the final thanks is for me to say thank you for letting me stand up here. I could have said anything today. And a lot of people might have expected me to do so. But it is an honour to be your brother. Thank you very much.
The new Mr and Mrs Carroll. Come on, let's give a great big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations and celebrations. If you've got a camera, ladies and gentlemen, you want to take a picture of the bride and groom, now is your opportunity to come down to the front. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, will you please once again give a great big round of applause as we welcome onto the dance floor for the best dance of the evening, the new Mr and Mrs Carroll. Come on, let's give a great big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. If you'd like to join the bride and groom on the dance floor, ladies and gentlemen, now is your big opportunity. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is time of the song when Jamie doesn't know it. But with a lot of encouragement from you people in the room, it's going to give Louise the biggest kiss of her life. Come on, Jamie. Come on, let's give her 3 cheers. Hip hip. Hip hip. Hip hip. And ladies and gentlemen, Mr and Mrs Carroll. Congratulations to you both. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me a great pleasure to welcome back to Eames Hall this absolutely fantastic band. Will you please give a great big round of applause and welcome onto the dance floor for your entertainment, the Mini Big Band.